So I hope that you must remember in the previous class what we were talking about. We were talking about some matplotlib libraries, some the we'll say the graphs in the matplotlib. I hope you are practicing and you have been working on the different questions, right, in order to understand the topic very clearly. So in the last class, we also did the procedure to follow in the pandas, right? I hope you remember. And the two of the graphs that we have done, that how we follow procedure and how we open sheet and how we work on the manipulating the data in that. I hope it's understandable. And with this uh, playlist link for the practice. Okay, okay, Sitesh, I'm providing that, right? So I just request all of you to mm, like please work on the sheets which I'm sharing on every day, so that you can follow it and you can understand all the topics very clearly, right? Again, for the reference, I'm sharing the recording or playlist link with you guys so that you can go through it and you can mm, mm, understand it if any of the point which is missing. But again, in the meantime, if you feel any doubt, any concern, you can reach out to me also. I hope I'll be like there to help you guys, and I would be more happy to help you. So let's begin the today's session with the same procedure that we follow in everyday class. So I'm going to provide you the link of the quiz that you have to do in the today's session, and then we'll be moving forward with the matplotlib. Other graphs which are there, like we'll be talking about line graph, we'll be talking about pie chart, we'll be talking about few other graphs which are available to us that we have to cover in this class, right? So I have provided you the link of the quiz. Can you please just confirm? Have you got the link? Yes. So I'm just waiting for you all to complete the quiz. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Once you're done with that, please just let me know. Okay. And then we'll begin with the session. Yeah. So I hope you are done with that. Is it done? Perfect. That's great, right? I hope all of you really so okay, right. Okay, done. Perfect. Great. So let's start then with the today's session. That what we are going to cover. And let me share my screen with all of you. I hope it's visible to everyone. Can you please just give me the confirmation? Okay, perfect. And I again request all of you to please open the sheet at your end and so that we can start with the session. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me put on the charging. And then okay, let's start. So in this, what we are going to work upon, I hope the screen is clearly visible to everyone, no, right? I hope it's like zoomed enough that whatever I'm writing over here, it's visible to everyone. So we are going to work on one of the library that we call it as matplotlib. Okay. Now the purpose of using this library for the visualization, like in the previous class, I have a bit talked about Seaborn, in which we have done two kind of graphs, which is distance plot and we have done is count plot, right? In which I have mentioned it to you guys that using the distance plot, it's similar to the histogram that we make. Okay, right? And it's very similar to the histogram that we make. So yeah. So this is in that we have done distance plot, which is to plot the data for um, like uh, distance plot that we have made for the purpose, so that we'll be able to see the frequency of the given data, right? And with which we have understood that how things were actually, and with the count plot we have got to see that. So it was helping us in order to do this kind of chart one, which helps us in counting the total data that we have followed. So in this class, I'll be mostly talking about the different kinds of graphs that which we have to work upon. That line chart is there, then we have to work on it. Then pie chart is there, right? And I'll be talking a bit about the scatter plot is there, okay? All right. And few of the graphs we'll be talking in this class so that we can understand that and we will be able to get more clarity on these things, right? So I would like to first start with this visualization. So Matplot is one of the library which is available to us in order to produce the graphs. But what kind of graphs? Low level graphs, right? This is what basically we are using Matplotlib library, right? And totally based upon the visualization purpose, nothing else, right? So in order to get started with this library, yeah, the very first thing you need to do is you need to import it. Okay. How you are going to import? You are going to import matplot, right? You have to mention that import matplotlib dot py plot, and again I'm importing this of the library with one this keyword, right? Because every time I do not want to write matplotlib dot py plot. This is why I'm importing this matplotlib library as plt. Okay, right? This is what we have been using. Okay, just once again. So we use this library, right? Now, the very first type of graph that I'll be talking about is the line graph. How we have to make that line graph. Now, I hope you must have remembered, or anyone, I hope this is the kind of graph that you see a line, if I'll say, which I'm drawing on my screen. Will you be able to see that, like, guys? There we have our x-axis and there we have our y-axis. I hope if you can see that very clearly, right, everyone? And if I have to make this line, obviously I need few points on the x-axis and I need few points on the y-axis also, if I'm not wrong. Does it make sense to everyone? Do you understand what I'm saying currently? And I hope you are able to see it on my screen also. The graph which I've like drawn it on the screen. Is it visible to you guys? Can you please just give me the confirmation? Is it visible? Okay, that's perfect. Great. So now this is the kind of graph that we have to make. Now in order to understand, obviously we require two data, right? Right. So for very simplicity, we can do one thing. Yes, we can take X data, right? Which I'm taking it as a list. Okay. I hope you remember what is the list. And I'm taking the Y data also, similar data I'm taking for the current time period, right? So X is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've taken 5 data. And I have also taken the Y data, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with this, okay? Two different. And now I want to plot. So how I'm going to plot this data? So I'll be using PLT because this is a keyword which I've taken. PLT dot, and I'll be using a function as plot where I'm plotting X comma Y. And in order to show the graph, I'll be using here this PLT dot show. So this is the kind of, this is the function which I'm currently using in order to plot that. And I hope very clearly you'll be able to see that we got a graph that show X data versus the Y data using plt.plot function, and using this plt show, and you'll be able to see that we got this line chart here, which shows the data of X versus the Y in that line that you'll be able to see. I hope it's understandable, and it's easy to get all these things here, right? Is it okay? Does it make sense? Now, with with this graph, yes, we got a line here, but there are few other things that we can do, right? Okay, so we have different kind of parameters which are available to us in this plot function. So let me just copy this data and let me just go to another cell. I'm going to paste my function here. Now there can be different things which we require. What if this line color we have got it here is showing me some color, right? And it's showing me a default color which is available to us, right? But what if I need to change the color? Is it possible that I want a different color of my line? Yes. So in the plt.plot function, I can pass one of the parameter as color, and I can mention the name color as red, maybe. If I want red color, if I want green color, if I want blue color, like we can mention this. We can mention these colors as per our requirement. We just need to pass this parameter with the name color, and then you'll be able to see the changes there. I hope it's also understandable, and I hope you are able to implement it on your side also. Is it okay? Perfect. That's great. Perfect. Okay. Now here, if what if I'll tell you that, is there any possibility that on the different points which I'm having, like 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, because eventually so we have plotted this only, na? We have plotted 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 5. Agree with that? So what I want is it possible that if I want to show some kind of like markers on each point, is it possible? Yes. The answer for is yes. For that, what we do, we pass another parameter as marker. And in that, we use different kind of markers which are available to us, like approximately, we'll say 26 to 30 different markers which are available to us in order to get that. What if I want a circle, then I'll be putting O here. I'm using a parameter with the name marker, and in that I'm mentioning O. And with that, you see, we have got circle in that. What if I want a star? Then I'll simply need to put star in that case, right? Then on the base on this, instead of circle, we'll get a stars as a markers, right? What if I want something else, right? What if I want plus on that? Right? Yes, I'll be able to get plus on that. Okay, you can see here, right? Similarly, is it possible, if I want to get some like other markers which are available? Yes, I already mentioned that there are 26 to 30 markers which are available to us that we can use. Like for example, I'll use greater than here. I'll use, see, I got this triangle here, right? I use less than here, right? Which again, I'll be able to get this inverted triangle, right? I'll be using P here, I'll be using small p here. There are around 26 markers which are available to us. Can we use alphabets as markers? Alphabets? Yes, Vaishnavi, this is what we are using, right? You can see I'm using P here, na? P as alphabet, which is describing here is plus, and that plus is also filled with the color, right? You see, if I want to get square, I'll be using S here, okay? Right? You see, I got a square here, right? I hope it's understandable. If you want diamond, you can just put D here, right? Okay. If you want to use diamond, you can put D here, or capital D or small d, that similar you can put. So there are different markers which are available, and for which we can get this, and we'll be able to we'll be able to get all this in our graph as per our convenience, and we can use that. Is it okay? I hope it is fine. It understandable? I hope it's fine. It's understandable to others? Perfect. That's great. So apart from this marker, yes, there are few other things that we are expected to do. Like, for example, if I talk about a line here, right? And if you see here line, by default, I got a solid line here. Is it possible if I get another, like a different line? Yes, we have another parameter for the same. We call it as line style. For line style, I can put here dotted, right? Now what I'll be getting here, I'll be getting a dotted line here, right? You can see. If I just want a solid, I can mention solid also, it's fine. But if I want another line, yes, I can get dotted line here, okay? Then apart from this, I can also get dash line here also, okay? Right? Can mention here dash lines also, okay? You see, will that will be able to get dash lines also, okay? Then apart from this, yes, we can even mention with the symbols also, right? That what kind of line style that we want. Okay. So for that, yes, you can use, you simply give the name or simply give the symbol that what you want to do, and it will be available. If you do not get anything, you just write none. If you want a solid, you just mention solid. You can get dotted and dash, and one more line which is available to us, that we call it as dash dotted. Okay. So you can also mention as dash dot, and with that you'll be able to get is a dash dotted line also. You see the difference. We have a dash also, we have a dot also, right? Dash dotted line, this is available. So these are the different um, lines which are available to us for styling purpose, that we can use solid line, dash line, double dash line. All these things are available to us. I hope like it's fine and it's understandable to each other. Now, there is also sometime requirement that you want labels also, right? On the different points, you want to set properties, um, you want to get some labels also, right? Like for example, this is a graph, this is a line chart which I'm explaining it to you. What if I want to show any label on x-axis, y-axis, or if I want to show any label on the what if I want to show the label on the on my chart also, right? So all these things which are available to us, that we can use. There's one question. Yes, Arushi, you want to change the like color of the marker? Yes, yes, you can use that also, right? It is totally possible that you can change the color of the marker also. Okay, you just type there marker color, and you have that parameter, and you will be able to change the color of this also. Okay, it's totally fine. Okay, you can mention that. Yes. Okay, Anushi, right? You want some like green color in that, you can also mention it very clearly that what you are looking for. Okay. Okay. Right. So with that, you got docile, you got line styling, you got a marker also, then you got line also. Yeah, we were talking about labels, right? Sorry. Okay. So let me just complete, and I'll come to that point also. Let's suppose I want title. So we have plt.title, with which like I want to show it a line chart. So I'm just representing it a line chart. You see, with this plt.title, you see, I'll be able to get this title on the chart. Then I want plt dot x label, right? Okay, then this just mentioning here, you can mention any name here, that's totally fine. I'm just mentioning here that x label and you get x axis, okay, whatever the statement I'm writing over there. Then similarly, I'll get here plt dot y label also. Whatever I would like to mention on the y axis, I will get that also, right? Now, similarly, is it possible somehow you can get the like grids in that? Yes, we have a function plt dot grid, right? This will actually help us in having a grid lines, okay, right? This will actually help us in getting a grid lines in that, okay, that we can mention here, right? And you see, you want the lines to get a red color, you can mention plt dot grid, and it also have different parameters which are there, right? You want you want anything, you can get any color on the basis of that, depend upon what you are looking for, and it can just work it, okay. So we got that. Then we got the label also, X label, we got the title also, right? And similarly, you can mention all these things, you can mention all those colors, and I hope it's easily understandable. I'll share the list of the colors also, different colors which are available on that, so that you'll be able to understand and get it more clearly, right? Okay. But I hope with this basic understanding that how to make a graph, I think you'll be able to you are able to get it right. Okay. I think it's understandable quite easily to all of you. Okay. Now, sometimes also happens that we want to show some graphs which are like, we want to show some comparison, right? Okay. And I want to show two graphs, maybe. Obviously, if I make another plt dot plot, I I can do that. It's not no problem at all, right? I can use two multiple functions here, right? plt dot plot, plt dot plot. So I'll be able to get two graphs with that, right? If I'll definitely change some different data, right? Let me just take a different data, right? I'll say plt dot, and I would like to take it as x1. I would like to take it as y1. Just keeping the same data, I think it's fine. I'm just using two plot function for the same, but still you see I'm not able to get that graph, right? I'm using two plot function here. I'm expecting two graphs. With that, we got another opportunity to plot two different graphs, and for that, what we can use it is subplot. Okay, right? So what we can use, we have another function which is available to us that we can use. We call it as subplot, right? Let's suppose you want to plot first graph. I am using this x data. I'm using this y data, right? For my first graph which I want to build. So in order to plot that, before the plotting, I'll use plt dot subplot. This is what I am using here before my plot function. I'm using here is plt dot subplot, in which I will mention that how many graphs I want on x-axis, how many graphs I want on y-axis, and what is the position of that current graph, right? Okay, how many rows I want, how many columns I want. For example, if I'll ask you to put both the graphs in the same line, that means I want one row, I want two columns. Do you agree with my point? If I want both of the graphs on the same line, that means I'm expected to have one row and two columns. Do you understand this point? I'm expected to have one row, two columns. Is it okay? Right? My first graph will be on first position. And similarly, I'll be defining plt dot subplot, one row, two columns, and that will be my second graph. You're getting my point? So with the help of plt dot subplot, I'm making two graphs, guys. I hope it's understandable to you guys, and you, you can, it is like helping you in understanding in a more good way, right? Okay. Yes, you can take a different data. That's fine. I'm just taking the same example to reflect that. So before my plt.plot function, I'm using plt.subplot. One row, two columns, first position of the graph. Then I'm using here one column, one row, two column, previous one also, right? One row, two column, one row, two column. This is the first position of the first graph. This is the second position of the second graph, which I'm using. And for that, I'm using a separate title, separate X label, separate grid in order to reflect all these points similar to the first graph also, right? So this is what I'm using. I'm using a plt.subplot function in order to make it look like that. I hope you are good with that and it's easily understandable to everyone present in the class, right? So we have been able to put this, we have been able to put this and lines, colors, markers, line style, grid, right? I think it's understandable and it's quite clear to all of you, right? Please take 1 minute and let me know if you have any doubt. Yes. Is it okay? Yeah. Is it fine for all of you? Please tell me. Is it okay, everyone? Yes, I'm expecting others to please give me the response. Is it okay? Do you understand that? Yes. Is it fine? Okay. Perfect. Now, I would also like to move with another kind of graph that we can use is the scatter plot, right? So let's suppose I'll consider the same data points, and for same data points, I just want to plot something which is the scatter plot, right? Okay. What I want is I want to not with the same data, I would like to just have points only, right? Okay. I don't want the line with that. So do we have any something with which we can just plot scatter? Yes, we do have. And for that specifically we use this plt dot scatter. Okay. X comma y that we are going to put and we'll be using here plt dot show. So with this, what we are going to get, and we are just going to get the points which are there, right? Okay, so we are using this plt dot scatter, and with that we'll be able to get the points of that, right? Okay, that we are mentioning. With this, is it possible that that we can get different points, different colors in that? Yes, we can even get the different colors and different points for the same also. We just need to use the different kind of, like, we'll say the parameters which are there, right? Okay, and we can use that and we'll be able to put that. I'm just going to show you, but here's very simple scenarios. I'm using plt dot scatter, and with this plt dot scatter I'll be able to get a scatter plot, that is the point which are available to us. Yes, we can get the different points which are available to us. We can get the plt like scatter this colors also that we'll be able to put, right? And you'll be able to get the size, you will be able to get the color, and you can mention that, okay, very clearly. Let's suppose what I want is I want some of the points to get. So what I'm going to put here is S. And with that S, let's suppose I'll put here 1, I'll put 2 here, I'll put 3 here. Let me just give the number here, right? Now you see, I've given S equal to 1. Can you see? And with S equal to 1, I hope you can see the points become very small. What if I'm going to use 10 here, right? Okay, now you see what has happened. The points start increasing. Can you see that? What if I'm going to put 100 here, right? The size become more big now. Can you see that? So this S represents size here. That is the size of this marker or size of the points which are available to us. But if I want to mention here color, I'll be mentioning here color C and I'll be mentioning here red. So with that, what I'm going to get? Red color. I'm going to get yellow color. Yes, I can get yellow color. And is it possible if I'll just put Y here? Is it okay? Yes. If I'm going to put Y here, it do understands. If I'm going to put R here, it do understand. If I'm going to put B here, but B is comes with black or blue also. But yeah, it will be putting as a B as a blue for it, right? So we have, you want to put black here, you can put black here also. It's totally fine, right? Which is available to us. So with this, yeah, we will be able to put the color, we'll be able to get the size of this, right? And again, the marker is available to us, whatever the kind of marker that you would like to use. Let's suppose you want to use star here, then you can put star here. It's totally fine and it can work. Then sometimes it also happens that like you want the like how how transparent you want that, right? For that we have another parameter called as alpha. Its value is only from 0 to 1. If you want to make it visible 100%, then you just give 1. If you don't want to make the points visible at all, you just give 0 here. 0 means they are not visible. 1 means they are 100% visible, right? In between, if you want to make it visible 50%, then you give here 0.5. Okay. The only points which exist in that is uh, 0 to 1 only, right? Okay. So this define opacity. Okay. You want to make it visible, like very light visible, you see 0.1. Can you see that? I hope it's visible to you guys, right? If I'll be using 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, it will increase the opacity, right? The transparency, okay? So that we can use. And even there is one more thing, that we can go here is edge color. Edge is the boundary color of this. Right now, if you see, for each star, we have the same color, which is black. But if I want to give a different edge color, let's suppose I want to give a green color, we do have this symbol, we do have this parameter, sorry, I mean to say edge color. With this, I am going to give here green color. I hope you can see we got a green color to that, right? I can also give yellow. You see, black is the color which I'm filling inside, and outside it's a yellow color. That is the edge color of my points, which is available to us, right? That we can also give it with this, right? I hope it's fine and it's easily understandable to each one of you present in the class. Is it okay? Is it fine? Perfect. And similar way, we have line, like if you want to give one more parameter here, yes, there is one more parameter available to us, that is line width. Is it okay? So line width, we can also give it, like for example, if I give one here, obviously currently, so we do not have any line, so, width is available to us. So line width, let me give here line width, sorry, right? Let me just check. Right. Okay. So you are also giving the line width of this edges, that how much you want to make it more visible. And you see with that, if you want to make it visible very light, okay. And you see it will get light. And if you give one here dark, so it depends upon how much, depends upon what is the number that you want to give. Based upon that, it will like enhance more, it will get a bit light. Okay. I hope with these, it sums up that how can you use a scatter plot, and you can use the different parameters from size, color, marker, opacity, edge color, line width, all this thing you can go. No, 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 Lehana. No, it's not between 0 to 1. You can give any number, na, depend upon how much you want to expand it, right? You can use that. Okay. Are we good with this, everyone? Is it understandable? Is it okay for all of you? Can you please give me the confirmation? Is it fine? Understandable to everyone present in the class? Okay, that's good. Perfect. Right. Okay. So the next I would like to mention about the bar graph. You remember we did discuss it in the last class also, that we use it for the purpose of comparison, right? Right. For example, if I've come to compare students' marks, okay, if I have to compare student marks, right? Then for that we can use the bar chart. Okay, everyone, right? Let's suppose I have a X. I'm taking a X as a list. I'm like just taking the student names as ABC just for the reference purpose, right? You can take any other name. It's totally fine. I'm just using that. And Y-axis, I'm going to just take another list as the marks of student. Let's suppose the exam was of 100 marks, and I'm just going to consider some of the random marks which are which I'm going to assign it, okay, just for the purpose of understanding, nothing else, right? So I got five name of the students and I've got five numbers in that. So I'm using a function plt.bar and I'm going to put here as x comma y and I'm going to use here as plt.show. So this is the function that I'm going to use for x-axis and this is for y-axis, which is mentioned over there. And you see here, we got to see that we are doing the comparison, right? And you see, we'll be able to get the graph where we are, what we are doing, we are actually doing the comparison, showing the data, right? Now, we are actually showing the data. uh, we could mention here is, or we'll be able to understand the comparison that we are going to put again. Now, is it possible to do some more changes here? Is it possible to do like give some different colors? Is it possible that can we use some other parameters? Yes, it is possible. Similarly, we are using this, we can also put a color, right? What is the color that you want? Please show the code once. Rehana, which code you want me to show? This bar chart or this other one? Scatter plot. Yes. This one you want? I can copy it and send in the chat also. You can see it. Okay. Is it fine? Is it okay? Perfect. Shall I move forward, everyone? Yeah. Is it okay? Perfect. Great. So we were talking about this bar chart, right? Okay. We got our data. We got also we got to know that yes, it is also possible that we can change the color of the bars which are specifically mentioned to us, right? Okay. And if you would like to give different colors to the bond, yes, yeah, then you have to provide the data in the form of a list itself, right? For example, we have five different data. I want to give red color first of all, then I want to give, let's suppose, yellow color, then I want to give, let's suppose, green color, then I want to give, let's suppose, black color, then I want to give, let's suppose, pink color or blue color, something. You see, I have to provide it as a list, okay? So that each bar will get a different data. And in case you are just giving four data here, let's suppose you have five bars and you are giving four, then it will take four data and again it will start repeating the same color from the starting. Okay, red, yellow, green, black, whatever that you are going to put it here. Okay, so it depends on how much data that you will be able to give you, so that it can get a different colors. Based upon that, also it's totally fine. Is it possible to control the width of the bar? Yes, it is possible. I can give a parameter as width and I can mention it. Let's suppose I'm mentioning as 0.1. Right? You see, I can mention here 1, right? Okay. You see, it's like overlapping with each other. Okay. Is it possible if I give 2 here or some other? Yes, it is possible. It is not mandatory to have a number only between 0 and 1. You can give a number, any number, based upon that, you can control the size, you can control the width of this. Okay. So you can use it accordingly. So if we give five parameters and we write two colors only. Yes, Rehana, that is what I mentioned. Na? So um, if I'm going to give only two colors now, then it will get red, yellow, red, yellow, red. Okay. Red, yellow, red, yellow, red. Is it okay? I told you it will take two colors and then it will go repeated. Okay. Right. So that you can mention it. Is it fine? Understandable? Is it okay with the width? Okay. Perfect. Similarly, I hope you remember we have done histogram in the previous class. So for that, you can take the reference and let me do is the pie chart. Okay. Now, do you remember anyone in the class? Okay, it's no problem. Anyone in the class who can tell me like what is the pie chart or for what purpose we use it? Anyone in the class who can tell me the purpose for which we can use pie chart? Anyone in the class? Percentage, okay. Okay. Like, is it okay if I'll say that for some area I need to show, okay, it's fine, I need to show the data in percentage, but I need to show the distribution of the data. Is it okay for me to say that? To show the distribution of the data, right? Like, let's suppose I have X data and let's I want to show it like I have a cake and it is divided. Let's suppose if I'll say that I'm going to equally divide into four parts, right? Like for example, 25, 25, 25, 25 is there. Is it okay? So what if I'll say plt.py and I'll be passing X here and I'll say plt.show. So it is going to show me the distribution of the data, which is equally divided into four equal parts. Can you see that? Is it okay? Can you see that? Right? Is it okay? I hope you can see that, right? But I don't know which part it belongs to. Is it possible that I can pass here some labels to show that this which section belongs to which? Yes, I can use labels here, right? Either you define a parameter separately here, y, and label it as A, B, C, D. Instead of A, B, C, D, you can put any name. It's totally fine, right? And I'm passing this entire list in the labels. But if you have four data and you have three labels with that, and if you are passing, then it is wrong. Okay, it's not gonna work here, Anna. Okay, everyone else, right? You have four data, you should have four labels. You have four data, you should have four labels. Yes, color you can also give it. Yes, by default, it's automatically they'll get different color, but it's also controllable, right? You can give the different color, it's totally fine. Is it okay? Right? It's totally fine, right? You can do that. Is it okay? Understandable to everyone? Yes. Is it okay? If I want to show any percentage, I have a parameter auto PCT. Do you understand? What does it mean? Auto PCT is automatic. It will calculate percentage. Okay. Why it is saying error? Once again, let me check. Auto PCT. Okay. Sorry. It should not be true. I think I need to mention here the data, right? Okay. Like for example, if I want to get here the percentage and I think I need to show here some signs that I can use. Okay. For example, if I'm using here percentage, I'll use here 0.1 percentage. Okay, let me just check with that first of all. Okay, still giving me error. Why it is giving me error? Okay, I'm not using here floating point. That's my mistake. Yeah, you see here what I'm using. This is the sign I'm using to show the percentage. I'm saying it's a floating percentage that I'm showing, and I'm mentioning here 0.1, and I'm using here. This is actually the symbol that we have to use. Percentage, the floating point, and this number. I'm using another percentage here in order to show the percentage symbol with my data. You see 25.0. And I'm saying 0.1. I want one decimal to this. This is why I am going to reflect it with like this only, right? So I'm using here a string which I'm using here 0.1 to display 0.1 with to display the percentage value with one decimal point and one percentage sign also. Okay, this auto PCT is auto. I need not to provide any data in that. Auto PCT is automatically going to calculate the percentage of each slide and then going to proportion it accordingly. Similar way, let's suppose I'll change the data here, right? Let's suppose I'm changing the data 45. I'm saying here 15. I'm saying here is 10, and I'm saying here is, let's suppose 45, 50, 60, 70, and I'm saying here 30, right? So again, you see here, it is automatically taking the percentage. Can you see that? It is automatically calculating the percentage, right? I hope it is fine and it's easily understandable to everyone. You want to calculate that? Yes, it is also possible you can calculate that also, right? There is no point in confirm in having that. And similarly, you can also give 0.2 also here. Can you see 0. Means you want two decimal places, you want three decimal places, you put 0.3. So it depends how many decimal places you want, you give the color accordingly, and you can give the string accordingly, right? As according to the requirement. Sometimes it also happens that you want to show the shadow also. Okay. Sorry, that's my mistake. We want to show the shadow of this pie chart. Is it possible? Yes, you see, we got a shadow here also. Sometimes it also happens that I want to explode, right? Maybe I want to represent that my A data holds the majority of the portion, right? I want to explode this. So I'm just mentioning here 0.1, 0, 0, 4 parts, 4 values I have to give. I just want to explode first part as a bit 0. A bit more than others. I'm just mentioning here 0.1 for the first A only, right? The more you want to explode, okay, the more you want to explode, the more the number you give, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, the more it will be away from it. But it just for the purpose of showing that this data holds a bit more importance than the other. I'm just exploding this, only this. I'm not doing for others. You want to do it for others, you can give that. There is no concern with that, right? Okay. You can give it to those. Like for example, for me, first part and second part holds the most importance. So I'll just give it 0.1 to this also, and 0.1 to the first one also. It's totally fine, right? Okay. This is why I can show this kind of graph also in order to understand it with more clarity, right? I hope it is fine. It's it's easily understandable to everyone present in the class. Is it okay? Interesting. Okay, that's great. Perfect. So, yeah, I think the basics of this are like this, and there are a few other things that we can do with this, but I think it's fine if we'll keep the session up to this only, so that you can try these graphs on a basic level, and a few modifications that we can do in the pie chart, or I'll help you in getting the text on the points also, data labels also tomorrow, right? So we'll do these one or two modifications tomorrow, and we'll do the NumPy also in the tomorrow's class. So that we can understand it with more clarity, right? Okay, these are the two things that we do, some modifications, and rest of the things that we follow up with the Tkinter in the next week. But I hope it was interested, and it was quite good to know the things that we can keep it for this particular session, right? Okay, I hope it was understandable. It was a like good class, and I hope that I have made it more easy to understand for everyone present in the class. If you have any kind of doubt, please let me know. And please just confirm, have you received the file also? Okay, that's all. Thank you so much. Can you please just confirm, have you received the file, everyone? Yes, okay. I hope it was good and it was easily understandable. If you have any other doubt, anything else, please let me know. Apart from this, I think we are good to go for today's session, and it was good connecting with all of you. So we'll meet again in the tomorrow session, and then we'll move forward, right? Okay. So we are going to cover the things which I mentioned in the today's session. We'll do some practice also tomorrow in the tomorrow's class. And this is the feedback form link. You please do it. Can you please upload? Yes, Rihanna, by tomorrow I will definitely do that. I will put all the files on I will upload all the files in the drive, and I will share the link with everyone. Is it okay? Yeah, no, right. Perfect. That's great. I hope you have received the feedback form, everyone. and I hope you have received the today's file also. So requesting all of you to please fill the feedback form. And that's all from my side. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.